sounds, thoughts, passions, and success. Celebrate local, your neighbor's got a story to tell. Community connections, CKMS.
Happy Monday, Waterloo Region. It is the 18th of November 2024. In the studio with me is Claes Nordling from Retrograth on his Coagulation Tour of North America and the world, really. Welcome.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Thanks a lot. So nice to be here.
Yeah. Listening to his brand new single called Shine from Sparks and Shimmer. Shine by Claes Nordling, who's in the studio with me. Claes, welcome to CKMS Community Connections.
Thanks a lot.
That is Shine, new album.
Yeah, it's going to be a new album. We released 2 songs so far.
Mm-hmm. And
and this one is called Shine, and you're the only station in the world that got it so far. So
I love being the premier radio station to play new music.
The chosen one.
Yeah. And you're on the Coagulation Tour. I have to apologize to you. I am so sorry that I missed your show last night. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I figure it had something to do with time zones.
I guess so too. It's a bit complicated sometimes, especially if you want to kind of get in touch with the folks at home.
Yeah. So
you never really know when to call. You have to think twice.
Yeah. So you're from Sweden, which is 6 hours ahead of CKMS time.
Yes.
And so I figure that what may have happened is that you put down the time on Facebook when you created the events using Swedish time. I mean, what does Facebook know? And so I saw here translated, I thought it was noon or 1 o'clock our time. And it wasn't, of course. It was yesterday evening.
Yes. That could be the explanation. But it started in the evening, at least.
It sounds better than I completely forgot how to read the clock.
Yeah.
How was the show?
It was really nice. There were 3 local acts that played, and I played 2. Very kind of eclectic. One guys who were very punkish, playing basically some kind of 50s, 60s kind of covers, but like a deep punk, hardcore style.
Okay.
Very wild. It's a lot of energy. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And a guy who also was doing a lot of electronics, maybe a bit more soulish than in my style.
Okay.
And two guys only did like 4 or 5 songs, a bit more kind of rap style. So yeah, it was a nice event at the Revive.
And then, of course, you play post-punk electrogoth.
Yeah, exactly, because you coined my style. I use it from now.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's. I don't know. I find that it's generally deep, intense lyrics, sort of a dark, shady music, contrasting that with Shine, which is bright and shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes the change from your previous work? Shine?
That kind of 2 reasons. One reason is usually on my kind of EPs I released so far. There's always like a team, and I was planning to do an EP around the team Gold in totally different aspects. It could be about anything, but there's some link to gold in the songs.
Okay, shiny gold. Yeah.
Shine, yeah. And this is about like, you get kind of mesmerized by the shine of gold, like jewels, arm links, bracelets, these kind of things. And why is it like that? And then I was planning to do an EP, but then I met a friend at one of my concerts in Sweden, who I didn't know also played guitar, and we spoke about like doing songs together. And then I said, I'm gonna do something about gold next time, and I think to blend in more string sounds, because I only used monosynth before.
Okay.
And I bought a string machine in the summer, which can play all keys, whatever it is.
Okay.
It's not even 4 or 6 polyphonic. It's like total polyphonic.
Well, a string machine is a synthesizer that
that kind of
sounds
produce
like
string sounds.
Okay.
Yeah. In the past, they only did that.
Right.
So it's a copy of the old string machine called Solina.
Okay.
And it has a lot of modulation, like phaser and those type of effects.
Okay. And so you've got this machine, and so now you're writing music for your instrument.
Kind of, yes. We are friends. Not all the time, but on this occasion it was like that.
Yeah. And then you brought in the guitar player.
Yeah, and he had some ideas, and it turned out we made like 7 songs together quite quickly.
Okay.
in May, June.
Who is it?
He's called Bengt Alm. He's been in a lot of bands in kind of the local scene in Stockholm. Usually plays the bass.
Okay, but here for Shine, and I guess on the entire Sparks and Shimmer album, he's playing lead guitar, rhythm guitar. Okay.
Absolutely, and he's playing all the guitar, and it's basically mostly about the sound. So it's kind of attitude is like having the guitar as a sound. What do you call it? Sound changer, soundscape, something like that.
Right. To be honest, I couldn't really identify a guitar when Shine was playing.
Yes. You're not the first one.
So what happened there?
It's all based on guitar pedals. I think there are almost more tracks with the guitar than synths, in fact. But it's kind of background noise, reverbs, whatever effect there is. And there is this EBow thing you can just kind of have. It's like a magnetic thing you can put on the guitar, and it kind of goes on forever.
Right. Makes it sound very much like a synth.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, guys like what's his name now? Brian Eno, U2, and those guys, they used it a lot.
Yeah, a DJ we had at the studio, Chris Sharon, plays with an EBow. So he was in the studio at one point doing some live performances, and little tiny blue light that was stroking over the strings, and
exactly,
an interesting thing. So you've got that on the album?
It's on a couple of songs.
Okay,
absolutely.
And it comes out when?
It just needs to be sent to the kind of mastering and mix, but I have a guy who master it, so in the digital shape it should be out in early December.
Okay.
We have a release show on the 14th. in Stockholm.
In Stockholm, okay. Sorry, I won't be able to make that.
Yeah, no, it's even harder.
Exactly.
I guess there is a Stockholm in Canada as well.
Is there?
I don't know. There is
Oh,
a Swedish
yeah.
town. It's a Sweden town or something. There are
Yeah.
2 or 3 in the States.
Okay. Well,
But this is Sweden.
we've got the fake London here in
Yeah, yeah,
Ontario.
exactly.
Yeah. Are you playing there?
No, but I've been in touch with them. Well, it was quite close.
Yeah. And the tour that you're doing, where have you been so far?
For Canada, we started at the Bowine in Toronto.
The Wine Sex Club.
Then we went to Vertigogo, Hamilton, Café de Cuff, however you say it.
It looks like it's spelt wrong.
Yeah, but
DEKCUF.
it's if you turn the letters around, mirror size,
Yeah, okay.
then you will understand. So I give it as a challenge to the listener here.
All right. I hadn't thought to do that.
No, it took a while for me as well because I was spelling in wrong so many times. And then we were in, pardon my French, Le Hémisphère Gauche or something like that.
Montreal.
In Montreal. And then we were in Revive here in Waterloo.
That's sort of zigzagging all over the place.
Yeah, but it's always the case you have to turn back to where you started on the tour because you rent a car and you have to leave it back.
Oh, right.
And honestly, I usually play alone, but 4 of the shows except Waterloo, I had a friend on extra synths and yeah.
Okay.
So another idea with this new thing is that we also can improvise a little bit more with the guitar and keyboards.
Okay. Do you do a lot of pre-programming on your synths?
Yeah, I mean there is like a backtrack who is pre-programmed, but we have put in some loops here and there, so we can basically do intros whenever and just start, and then we have some loops where we can kind of go a bit wild.
Okay.
On a few songs.
Back to the tour here for a second. So Montreal, and then you came to Revive.
Yeah.
For the show yesterday.
Yes.
And that sounded like it was successful.
Yeah, it was. I'm really happy. It was a very nice vibe.
Where do you go from here?
I will have a day off in Toronto, and then I fly to Texas. Do 3 shows in Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Dallas.
All right.
And then I go back.
And you've had another leg of the tour earlier this year.
Yeah, I played Japan, 6 shows.
Wow.
And I'm usually in Turkey in the summer, and we usually go to Georgia. So I made some connections there. So I played in Istanbul in Turkey and kind of a sea resort town in Georgia called Batumi this summer as well. And then a few shows in Sweden.
Okay. That is a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you represented by an agent?
Not at the moment, but I'm speaking with some people here and there.
Okay.
And that's kind of my next step, to find some booking agents that can help out.
Somebody to book the gigs for you.
Yeah, and maybe boost it up a little bit economically also. So
Yeah, that's just it.
So you get some guarantees here and there.
Exactly, because you're financing this probably out of your own pocket.
Yeah, and I'm booking everything is myself.
Wow,
It's totally DIY.
Yeah, I know. As a radio station, you need to get working on knowing more about the local venues where music gets played. As I know you asked me, where can I play? And to be honest, I really didn't know of any local venues that would play, independently booked music. It's tough to find a gig.
Yeah, it's always like that. You have to do your detective.
Yeah. So how did you find Revive?
I think it was through someone, I think it was there's kind of a local community on Facebook about musicians in the area.
All right.
And they had so anyone knows a booker in here and there? And then I got in touch with some of them, and then one said that, we're actually doing a show on Sunday, which fits quite well with your tour, so maybe you can jump in there and have a slot.
Cool, yeah. And you've done that a bunch of times. There's been a number of the tour stops where you've played as part of a multi-band lineup.
Yeah, but I think that's the best. You should have the local connection always.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Do you play like that in Stockholm and Sweden as well?
Yeah. I'm connected to this kind of synth and gothic post-punk crowds.
Okay.
So if there is a touring band coming in, there's always 1 or 2 local bands as well.
Yeah. I guess
That's a little bit how it works, I think.
give the local bands a chance to show their own music
And
to the home crowd.
to get there connected maybe as well. So
Yeah.
that's usually some spin-off effect when the bands kind of click personally.
Yeah. What sort of things do you play on the tour? I mean, today or yesterday it was probably mostly from the new album.
It's kind of mixed, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only one song from the new album. This one, which we heard here, Shine.
Okay.
Haven't really thought what other parts I should play live or not yet.
Okay.
I don't think we have played it live. I don't remember. Maybe we did. Because me and Bang the guitars, we did 3 shows, but we took just like 3 or 4 songs out of what we recorded.
And it's the Coagulation Tour.
Yeah, it's basically the last EP.
The last EP. So we hear something from that?
I think Plastic Ocean is the one I
Plastic
played.
Ocean is a good one. Yeah, I like
start with that one.
All right. Plastic Ocean from Retrograth off the Coagulation album.
Shallow and green, shapes and forms you never seen. PVC and polystyrene, of the sinus stream. It was plastic in all shapes and forms. Plastic in all shapes and forms. Plastic fashion. Plastic fashion. Plates and tables, cups and spoons, Scandinavian living rooms, straight from the assembly line. The future was defined. It was plastic in all shapes and forms. Plastic in all shapes and forms. Plastic fashion. Plastic fashion. It was plastic in all shapes and forms. Plastic in all shapes
and falls, plastic fashion. But now the future's gone, plastic passion.
So that was actually Plastic Passion. Apparently I can't read past the first word on the titles. Nice long intro to that. Radio likes long introductions because we get to talk over the music and do the introductions, talk about the weather, give some news. But does that ruin the artistic integrity of the song? And I talk for 45 seconds on a 1-minute intro?
I never thought about that really, if it hurt. I mean, it's in the background anyway, I guess. Artistic integrity.
Integrity. Artistic integrity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Ruining your vision of how the song should be.
I don't really care about that. People
No?
can do what they want, basically. But I also heard from internet and social media perspective that they really would like to have the chorus or the riff of the chorus first.
Yeah.
Because the attention span is just getting shorter and shorter.
Exactly. I've heard if you don't get into the main theme of the song within the first 7 seconds, you've lost your audience already.
Kind of, yeah.
So, I don't know. I suspect that your music doesn't necessarily fall into that trap.
No, I mean, I don't really think like that.
Your fans are going to listen for the whole thing.
I hope so, and sometimes the most juicy part could be in the very end. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now because when I'm playing with this guitarist, this kind of gives an opportunity to do improvisation as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So on live we kind of end the songs in a loop. Sometimes it goes on for 30 seconds. Sometimes it takes 3 minutes or more. How I mean, depending on how the feel is at the show.
Not a technical limitation, then it's
just
an artistic choice.
Yeah, exactly, and we can go playing a little bit what we want.
Yeah.
it's just to follow the kind of harmonies and chords.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's more fun to watch and see.
Yeah. Do you get that feedback from the audience?
At least it feels like that because you kind of build up kind of a crescendo somehow with the improvisation, and then you hopefully end on the top.
Yeah.
If everything clicks, which is a part of the thing.
So with the looping equipment you have, there's no set time to a particular song. I mean, Plastic Passion is 3 minutes and 58 seconds?
Yeah, it could be 5 live if we have. I mean, if we decide that we should make a loop in the end or something.
And the loop just keeps looping.
Yeah, until someone stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you a fair bit of flexibility.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. I kind of got a little bit bored with kind of just playing with the backtrack, and then I know it's okay after 35 seconds, then this is over.
Okay, so that's where having a second player with you.
Yeah, exactly.
helps a lot.
Yeah, it's also the same when I on the four first shows of this tour, because I had an extra keyboard player with me or synth player. I would say.
Somebody from Sweden?
Yeah.
Somebody you played with regularly?
He's basically also a guitar player, but he's doing the mastering of my songs, and we've been friends since we were since the childhood, so we know each other quite well.
All right. Yeah. And he's not with you today. He's not with you in Waterloo. Is he going to Texas?
No, because he has to go back to work.
Oh, okay.
He's working with music at the Royal College of Music. So he has a lecture.
Okay.
At a conference today and tomorrow.
So
a bit important to be home.
Playing with you on stage, but his paid gig, his paid job is music involved as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like he works with music production.
Right. And the guitarist on your album? Sorry, I forgot.
He's a photographer.
He's a photographer, and you're a photographer too.
A little bit maybe, but most hobby one.
I had a look at your Instagram page, which is actually very nice because there is a lot of stuff on there, and I don't know, even the pictures evoke the style of Retrograth. It's the black and white.
That's
images.
the main ones.
Mathematical symbols. There's one album where you've got the Planck constant on the front, and I'm not sure if people who didn't take physics pick up on that.
It could be.
So very, very nice pictures as well.
Yeah. I actually took 2 courses in photography when I think about it.
Okay, well, paid off.
Probably
for you.
learned something.
Paid off for you. And these are you do your own album covers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also DIY.
Yeah, and there's a style there too. I mean, the whole thing sort of blends.
Yeah, when I kind of like those bands that have a kind of a that just you can see that they have done it themselves.
Yeah.
From the covers, and you can just if you like the old times when you went to the vinyl stores, you could see it directly. This must be that band.
Right. You could tell just from the style.
Yeah,
of
just
the cover.
for the style of the cover.
Yeah.
I
You
kind of
don't
like
get that much anymore. I mean,
No, not really.
MP3s don't have covers.
Very few ones.
Yeah.
They're very small, at least the covers.
I know I find that when I'm putting songs into the library, it's sometimes very difficult to find the cover art to go with them. Eventually, I hope we'll have a streaming server that shows the cover art as the music plays on the radio.
Yeah.
We're not at that point yet, both because we haven't got the software to do that and we haven't got the cover art.
Yeah, should be very easy to do, I think.
Should
Anyway,
be.
Yeah,
It should be. You
because
can,
if you have the MP3, you can basically just put it in the info.
exactly.
You just have to remember to do it before you send it away.
Well, that's just it, we encourage all musicians to send us music, preferably MP3 files, 128 kilobits per second, maybe 192, with all the metadata in there.
Exactly.
The artist, the title, the album and track number if it exists, the genre especially, because we can't always identify what genre
that's
the
true.
artist intends to play. But we often get MP3s that have no content in them at all. No cover art, no title, nothing. And if the file names are obscure, it becomes really difficult. So, my request to you, my listening audience, send us files with metadata.
And it's not that hard. You just need to do it.
Send it to office@radiowaterloo.ca. That's where we receive all our music submissions. And you've submitted a fair bit of music.
Yeah, I'm quite productive. So
Yeah.
I have a lot of songs in the pipeline as well.
As well. So beyond the Shine the Shimmer album?
Yeah. Sparks and Shimmer. Yeah,
Sparks and Shimmer,
I
yes.
have to think myself because it's not released yet. So. Yeah, there will be like more my own stuff without any guitars coming up in the spring, probably I think April maybe.
Okay.
And
so you'll be playing guitar?
No, I mean I think it's gonna be very minimal. That's the plan at least.
Okay.
Like very synth based, minimal style.
Okay.
And then I also play with a Danish guy.
Okay.
Or rather sing. So he does most of the music. That's a bit more like 90s synth style, more digital than analog. And he makes the songs, and I do the lyrics, and then we have to change some kind of chord progressions and melodies, so it rhymes better with the idea of the choruses and the verses.
Okay, collaboration. So
Yeah.
these songs are going to be co-written.
Yeah, exactly. So there's also one single released that will be on an upcoming EP.
Okay.
And we have all songs more or less ready.
Sort of a preview of what's to come.
Yeah, so that will be in January, February.
Okay.
I just got a date, in fact, yesterday for kind of playing songs from that one in March in Stockholm. So.
Okay, good. How far ahead do you book?
What's that?
How far ahead do you book your gigs?
Depends. I mean, if you go like far away, you should at least do it like half a year or a little bit more to get cheap flight tickets, basically.
So there's that too, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I mean, there's going to be like a world tour next year.
Another one.
Yeah. So I have, let's call them thumbs up, because you need to do the logistics, like what works best one after the other with the travel and stuff. So I have got thumbs up in Montevideo, Uruguay, Buenos Aires, like a festival in Chile, a big party in Peru, and a couple of gigs in Ecuador. And in Ecuador, I also have a record label that released one song before.
Okay.
And they're gonna re-release Coagulation with remixes of all songs. And also, I'm going to sing a Spanish version.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my.
It's already done. So
Okay.
we're waiting for the remixes to get ready. And maybe I'm gonna do a little bit of remix and before I send it to mastering.
Looking forward to that. I don't speak a word of Spanish, but should be interesting.
I did the same like this in Chile with the Spanish radio, and they didn't speak so much English. That was a bit hard. I'm not that good in Spanish, but I can understand.
You can manage?
Yeah.
Okay, better than I can. I'm English and Dutch and maybe a bit of French and German.
Yeah.
I've been trying to learn Norwegian, but it's too difficult.
Dutch and Norwegian should be quite
Well, that's what
close.
I figured.
Yes.
That's what
Swedish
I figured.
and Dutch is quite close.
Yeah? Okay, well, maybe you should make a stronger
Can you make a
effort.
new try?
Okay, so earlier you'd requested that I play Plastic Ocean.
Yeah.
And I played Plastic Passion instead,
Yes.
because I can't read past the first word. So I think we'll play Plastic Ocean this time.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Plastic Ocean by Claes Nordling from Retrograth.
Synthetic samples from the factories, state-of-the-art design, the finest fabrics and the novelties, spotted in the waterline. You don't need a Jesus to walk on the water, the pollen man on the plastic sea. Keep the balance on the plastic ocean, on the floating islands of the modern dreams. Tiny granular plastic pieces made by human hands, washed up on the sunny beaches, mixed with salt and sand. Take a walk on the water. Take a walk on the plastic sea. Take a walk on the plastic ocean. Take a walk on the remains of the modern dream. You don't need a Jesus to walk on the water, the pollen man on the plastic sea. Keep the balance on the plastic ocean, on the floating islands of the modern dreams.
Plastic Ocean from Retrograth.
Yes.
I wasn't listening to the lyrics. I'm sorry. We were chatting in the background.
Yes.
But
Tell
the music,
something about it. Or?
yeah.
Yeah?
Tell me what.
So the whole Coagulation album came when we were having a bath in the Black Sea outside the Turkish coast. So normally we take a dip from the beach, which is usually like a very rocky. It's like a rocky beach, not sand beach. And but this time we had a boat. So we jumped from the boat, and there was just full of plastic rubbish in the ocean. So sad to see.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about there is this kind of almost like an island in the Pacific,
Right.
100 kilometers wide, with just rubbish.
I've heard.
So that was the kind of start of thinking about coagulation, is basically something that kind of comes like a
Yeah.
big grease together.
Exactly, globs together from
Yeah.
all the plastic here.
Exactly. So that's the why the name of the EP is that, and the whole EP is about plastic and how it kind of doesn't really go away quickly, like organic material.
I have a confession that I pay little attention to the lyrics until I've really gotten to know the music.
Yeah.
I love your music because it's good music for me to work to.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
it's good rhythmic. I just love the style.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm working, I'm not paying any attention at all to the lyrics. So there's a lot of work you've put into that I haven't appreciated yet.
I like that. It feels a bit like Sudoku when I do it. Kind of.
Yeah.
You start with some idea, and I get kind of this kind of line. So every day, every time I write down something on the phone, and sometimes I use it, and then it's like, okay, so I need maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 sections to make a verse, and I have to kind of put in a word there which rhymes with others, and it kind of goes with the rhythm and syllables working together. So it's almost like doing Sudoku, I think.
Yeah. So the lyrics come first with you. Lyrics first and then music.
Both, same time. Basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But not all the time that the melody really ends up to become exactly the one I have in my head. But something similar.
So the melody changes to adapt to the words you've written.
No, well, rather when I try to record it.
Oh.
And I have a little bit of a special recording technique. So I just kind of trying to figure out what is the kind of beat and tempo of the song, put on a microphone and sing.
Oh, so like a metronome maybe, and just singing?
Yeah.
No music?
No music.
Really?
And then I add the music.
Really? Okay, that is unusual.
I think so.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, I'm usually like, if you look at the piano with the black and white keys, I'm usually not too much in between. So it's usually in some key,
Okay.
which is very strange. I don't know why.
So when you're composing the music,
Yeah, I'm just singing.
you're just singing it and writing down the notes as you're singing. So you're not composing the music on a keyboard or a guitar or a synth.
No, it comes from my head.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Don't think I've ever heard anybody do it that way.
That's interesting. Hopefully.
Well, that's really good. I mean, it's you must have a good grasp of musical theory and the like to be able to do that, because
Yeah, well, it's mostly about listening.
yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. I've tried playing piano too, or synthesizer, and I can't hit the same notes twice the same way.
So basically, I improvise over my recording of that. But usually there are some changes afterward.
Okay.
But that's the kind of first sketch that I record.
Okay. What's your setup like? What sort of equipment do you have to do the recording with?
I start at the computer and this kind of digital. It's called Logic I'm working with, recording program. And then I have a lot of different kind of synthesizers at home in the studio. Sometimes I go like from hardware, change it back, and then usually the programming of drums is also a little bit special because I've done all my sounds myself. There's nothing from any drum machine.
Okay.
So people ask, what drum machine do you use? And I was like, I don't use drum machines because I've sampled all my.
So you
rhythm
play the
stuff.
drums, sample the drums, and
No, rather make the sound of like the hi-hat.
program the
It's
synth,
from a synth.
modular
Yeah.
synths, like
Yeah.
the big racks.
Yeah, I have them too. So some of the sounds are from there as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are all kind of like that.
What have you got along on the tour?
I also striped it down very well, so I can fit it all in a plane without having anything extras. So, but it looks quite a lot when I'm on stage. I have it was a very famous synth called MS-20 Korg synth in the late 70s. I think it was done like 75 to 85.
The little thing that looks like an L from the side.
Yeah, exactly. Where is quite small one. So that they made a copy of that one, a module, which is rack format, very small.
Okay.
And then I have a keyboard to that, also small keyboard, 37 keys. And Roland SH1, I think it was the name when it started coming, also like early 70s. And also that's copy made now, so I can put everything in a bag.
Yeah. Any trouble getting it put through customs and the like to get it on?
We'll see, not yet. Let's see how it's going tomorrow when I go to Texas. Because I don't have a license to play there.
Oh.
Now I made it a fish.
Yeah, going there for a conference or something, right? Yeah, that's what it is.
So it's just for, I'm going to play at the private parties. So anyway, I also have a special device, which was called the Retromean.
Okay.
So it's basically like the 30-mean thing, like an antenna, which I control.
Yes.
I control the synthesizer with the antenna.
Yes. Oh, wow. That takes a lot of control.
Yeah, kind of. So when I played in Belgium, they kind of baptized it to call it a Retromean, because I'm not really using it as a theremin, but it's the same principle.
Right. Speaking of retro things, the musical name Retrograth.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I was thinking about calling it Retrograde.
Okay.
Because I'm using like copies from synths of the era about 75 to 85. I bought like 2 of them during the pandemic, so that's how it started. And then I was checking out on internet. Okay, Retrograde. How shall I spell it? And I was like, there were like 7 acts called like that. Not good. I have to find something else. But then this D in the end, if I use the Old Norse D, which is basically
the thorn.
The thorn sign. Okay, why not? And then I had that. That's why I have it in that the logo has like a D kind of sign, but it's basically spelled V. So it's Retrograth.
It's where the old English word "the" comes from.
Exactly.
Thorn E.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, people that used to write the thorn E for, the old N, ended up using the letter Y instead of the thorn. And so this is where you get ye old N, which should actually be the old N with the thorn in front.
Yes. And then when was that? Yeah, it was probably on the first jump to the States. I played around in the Boston area. Boston, Providence, and Salem, I think it was. Then I saw that in Iceland they spelled the big D, a big V letter with the little
bar through it.
Little bar through it. So I had to change the logo a little bit from the beginning.
Okay. It's a good name, and I really like having the thorn there. It is really difficult to put that into metadata, to put that into
it is.
Into the cover art stuff. So it's. I actually find it easier to type the thorn on my phone because the keyboard is set up to do alternate characters. But on my regular laptop and the desktop computer, it's Retrograth
probably doesn't
with a TH.
Yes, that's why I have that in the names instead, so people can pronounce it.
That gets it.
But there is a story behind it. It's also connected to Sweden because we used that in the past.
Yeah, it's
from the rune times.
Okay, that's a few thousand years old.
Kind of, or more.
Or more. Yeah. Tell me more about the tour. You're going to Texas.
Yes, I played Texas last year in December, Austin and San Antonio. And San Antonio is almost going to be in the same place. It's just a club 200 meters away. Okay. And then I'm going to play Dallas and Fort Worth. Never been there before. So let's see how that goes.
Okay, according to the poster art that you've got on your Facebook page, going out to Texas for the 20th of this month. That's in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Fort Worth at the Cicada Club. And then the day after, San Antonio at the Mix. And then on the 22nd to Dallas, a place called Cheap Steaks.
Yes. I think they have steaks there.
Well, I must have.
Yes.
You'd hope so.
It even looks like that on the picture. So I'm could look forward to the food if I get some. Some barbecue probably.
How is that when you're touring? I mean, you're touring pretty much on your own. Your fellow bandmate has gone back. Mm-hmm. So, what do you do on a day off?
Usually take long walks, in fact.
Okay.
trying maybe to do some more physical exercise because there's a lot of like sitting in a car when you're on tour.
I'll bet. Yeah, I mean,
and a lot of waiting.
For the Ontario leg of the tour that you've just finished, it must have been like 4-5 hours between gigs. Maybe not between Montreal and Ottawa, but certainly from Hamilton to Ottawa and Montreal.
So we did a little trick there. In fact, after the gig, we went going for like 90 minutes to find some kind of road motel to get some of the driving done in the night. So it didn't feel that long.
Yeah, and then start up again in the morning. Yeah.
So that was a little good decision.
Right. Then you go back home after the 22nd.
Yeah.
And what are the plans when you get back to Sweden?
Musically, we're gonna finish and send the album tracks to mastering.
Okay.
There are some small details left on the mix. It's gonna be remixed a little bit. So that's something I'm gonna start doing tonight and tomorrow, and send them to my friend who's doing the mastering for some supervision.
Okay.
And
studio work.
Then it's Christmas.
Yes. Yes. A lot of call for Retrograth music during Christmas.
No, not much.
A Retrograth Christmas album coming
It's
up.
more ding, 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 dingly ding.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cute and nice to have a break from stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have another selection from the Coagulation album. See if I can get the right one this time. What do you suggest?
Which one are there now? Eternal Grains, maybe?
Eternal Grains?
It's
Sure.
a bit different. It's a bit
We'll
slower.
play that a little bit slower.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Coming up from Retrograth in the Coagulation album Eternal Grains.
The
Eternal Grains from Retrograth on the Coagulation LP. More plastic.
What's that?
More plastic.
More plastic, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This time I paid attention to the lyrics.
Yes.
So it may have looked like I was ignoring you, but I was actually paying very close attention.
But it's nice to know that people are only listening to the music. So
Yeah.
no work.
Yeah. Any
nothing wrong with-
instrumental work that you've done? Just pure instrumental with no lyrics?
Not yet. Maybe I have some recordings like that, but I haven't released anything.
Okay. If you do, send them our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Danish guy, we usually have an instrumental, in fact.
Okay.
So we said that we're gonna have maybe it will be 5 songs on the next, with 4 with lyrics and 1 instrument, because we already have 4 tracks kind of almost recorded. They need to be rearranged a bit.
Okay. And that's going to be an EP, so limited number of tracks.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
I think everything you've done is an EP, isn't
Yes.
it? It's,
I had a little bit of a principle that I wanted the record company to support me to make an album.
Okay.
But then we made like 9 songs with my friend who plays guitar. So why not release everyone? In fact, we have 10 songs, but the 10th is not so good.
Not yet?
We skipped it.
Okay. Going to be reworked into something for the next one?
I don't know. We'll see.
No? We'll see. Does that happen? Do you discard ideas that you've worked on because it just doesn't work out?
Yeah. I probably have probably 30 songs that is almost done in my kind of in the computer, but I need them to fit with other stuff, because I usually have this kind of themes on.
And not
on
all
EPs.
of them are going to make it.
No, definitely not.
That seems wasteful. You know, you've put a lot of effort there, and
Yeah, but I have a lot of fun when I'm doing it.
Okay.
It's not like work. When it becomes work, I don't think I should do it.
No?
It needs to be fun.
do you have another job to pay for the music, or does the music pay
I'm,
for itself?
I'm a teacher in product management. That's my job.
So
That finance the flight tickets.
are you finding that the music is becoming a more important part of your income, or is it just still a hobby?
No, I don't even think about
No?
the income yet. I've been connected to the music scene all my life, so I know there is very small income in it.
Yeah.
So I basically want to do it as a kind of professional hobby, I would say.
A few very big stars that earn the millions of dollars, and then almost everybody else has to have that second job to pay for the music.
Absolutely. I remember I was at some kind of meeting with the Austrian music recording organization, and they basically said like 3% of their artists makes a living on it.
Really?
And that was during those time you could sell CDs.
Yeah. I think everything's gone to streaming now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And let's talk about that. Where are you available? Where can people find Retrograth music?
Almost on all streaming services, in fact. So I have this distribution motor, what you call it, that sends it out in almost all. I mean, you have it in Apple Music, Amazon. You have this Chinese, Japanese streaming services.
And for
Apple, Spotify, which is Swedish. That's
everybody's on Spotify, but I think Spotify is probably the worst paying streaming service of them all.
Yeah, I haven't seen much. Yeah. To get a free beard, and that seems to be impossible to get that from Spotify.
So I see you here on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp is paying much better.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's people who kind of... I sold some digital copies on the Canadian tour, in fact.
Oh!
People asked if they could buy something.
Very good.
Couldn't really bring anything.
So lots of good album art to be seen on Bandcamp.
Yeah, and also on the Coagulation is also available on cassette.
Really? That sounds like a drop in quality.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because there was a girl in Portland, Oregon, who asked if she could release, I think it's 50 copies done. I sold mine kind of artist copies. I only have one left for memory.
Okay.
So you can get it from her. It's called Violet Hour Transmission. It's her name. So get a cassette from her.
we had a show called 3 Nines Tape Tuesdays, which was on Tuesday evenings, all cassettes.
Yeah.
The DJ that came in was the only one who ever used the cassette decks on our rack here.
Yeah.
But that's what he played. He played only cassette music.
Yeah.
And he was a distributor, and I guess he ran a label himself as well.
Yeah.
So cassettes aren't dead.
They are not, in fact. It's a bit weird. Quality isn't so good.
Yeah.
Especially in the kind of noise in experimental industrial scene. They are doing a lot of cassettes.
Really?
Still. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
hardcore punk is also a bit like that.
shall we have some music to take us out to the top of the hour?
Mm-hmm.
What do you recommend as departing music?
Maybe we take the first singles from Sparks and Shimmer, which is Above and Below.
Oh, I don't think I've got that in
You don't
the
get it?
library yet.
Wow.
Did you send that to me already?
I thought I saw it. I thought I did.
Okay. No, don't. It's
Okay.
it's
Well,
not in here.
then
That's
we
so
have
sorry.
something more to listen
Okay,
to.
another world premiere coming up next
Yeah,
week. no
exactly.
doubt.
Yeah.
All right. A Coagulation.
Which one I left?
Yeah, I got Kingdom of Forms, Man-Made Forms.
Take Kingdom of Forms.
Kingdom of
That's
Forms.
also some of the songs I play live.
All right.
Didn't have time for it yesterday, but it might come up in Texas.
Might come up in Texas.
Might show up in Texas.
All right. And I'm going to do that
Yeah.
destruction of artistic integrity thing
Yes.
by giving the end credits. You've been listening to CKMS Community Connections. My name is Bob Jonkman. In the studio with me is Claes Nordling from Retrograth. We're listening to a track called Kingdom of Forms from the Coagulation album. He's on the Coagulation Tour across North America, Texas, Fort Worth, Dallas, and Austin?
No. Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Dallas.
San Antonio. And
So the
Dallas.
last show with the Coagulation Tour will be in Dallas.
All right. Coming up in the rest of this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know really about the Dallas connection to plastic. Though. Have to do some research.
Okay. Claes Nordling, thank you so much for coming in, spending an hour with me, and success on the tour.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for getting invited. I hope to come back to Waterloo.
I will definitely make the show the next time you're in.
It's really a cute town. I have a good vibe here.
Okay. CKMS Community Connections is a production of Radio Waterloo. Executive producer is Jennifer Strong. Associate producer is Jeff Stager. CKMS Community Connections airs every Monday at 11 o'clock and alternate Fridays at 3.